Okay. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hope you had a nice weekend.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. Okay. There is a slight change in our UI. So some of Shashank had reached out to me saying that he cannot update anything with respect to discussion box on SQL questions. Give me some time today or by tomorrow. I'll make it as a Word document and upload it as an assignment so that you guys can go and submit it as an assignment instead of going and pasting your code in discussion box. Okay. We are improving our UI, so there is a little bit changes are going on. So you guys were not able to add your solutions in discussion box, but that's fine. I'll be providing those questions by end of today. You guys can get started and practice in that. Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Fine. Let me share my screen. Okay, did you guys install Python?
Yes, sir, installed, but while executing the query, I am getting some issue.
What issue you're getting?
It is asking install IPY kernel. I install that one as well, still I am getting issue.
Okay, what issue? What did you see? Yeah, or did you have you open? Can you share your screen?
Yes, I opened. Yes, I opened that one.
Okay, please share your screen.
Okay. I shared my screen. Just let me know. Are you able to see my screen, sir?
Yep, I can see.
See, I created this one demo 1.ipyname. Print Satis, I did that one. It is scrolling like this only.
Environment package with this install. Okay. You have this particular scroll this little bit. This particular output it is showing, right? Scroll that. You copy this command, whatever it is showing, minus -m. Did you install first Jupyter in the extension?
Yes, Jupyter and both I installed, sir. Jupyter install.
Python.
Python also install.
Okay. You install this Python environment. There is some Python environment, right? There is.
Yes.
You click on install it. Down in the extension.
This one, sir.
Install that. Yeah, environment one. Yep.
Both are it is installed.
Yep. You have to pass your user and all. And you can just do this. Restart your kernel. Close and open. Enter now. Python environment. Click on that. 3.2. Click on that. Enter now. Install. Install.
I multiple times I install that one.
No, Jupyter it will need to install the kernel packages. So it will take dependency. It will automatically take instead of you go and give code and all, it is taking.
Okay. Again, I'm getting same issue like this one.
Create a Python environment with the packages that you will be using this. Did you follow the exact steps what I have asked?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. We'll connect later and we'll see what's going on here. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Stop sharing. Okay, fine. Let's have a quick recap before getting into the next topic because last class we did on Thursday. So we got started on Python. So in Python, very first topic which we just okay, the very first topic I took is variables. We have defined certain rules where we have to follow whenever we'll go and call this particular variables. The first and foremost rule is always start with alphabet or underscore. No special characters. We cannot use any special characters inside our variable. We cannot use any number as start of our variable. And we cannot use what? Keywords that are defined in our variable. Also, there is one point I missed. We cannot have any spaces. Okay, what do you mean by any spaces is, I'll say my name. I cannot have the space while defining any variable. If I need to indicate this with anything, I have to do with my underscore name, saying that indicating there is a space between, there are two different separate words. We cannot directly put any spaces while defining our variable. And after that, we also saw that our variables are case sensitive and dynamically typed. What do you understand by this? What do you mean by dynamically typed? What do you understand by dynamically typed?
Based on the data, it will change its data type.
Okay. Whatever the values you go and assign, for example, a is equal to 1. Now, whatever things you put in either single quotes or double quotes, your Python consider it as string. Now it is going and assigning this variable and considering this as a string data type. If it had gone a equal to 1, you would have considered it as an integer data type. If you had around 1.0, it will consider it as a float data type. We no need to go and explicitly mention that what kind of data our variable need to store automatically based on whatever the values you're going and assigning. Python in the backend, it is going and creating that data type for your variable. We saw these many things, and at the end we saw something called as multi-assigned variable. That is, if I say a equal to b is equal to 1 comma 2 in one line, automatically it will go and assign a to 1, b to 2. We saw until these things. Now we'll try to go ahead and see a few more things with respect to variables and how to we can go and use our different print statements in variable. Then we'll come back to something called as a data types. Okay, we have a first most important topic in Python, that is data types. Before coming back to data types, let me go back to my VS Code. Okay, I have here a particular VS Code. Now I'll say x comma y comma z equal to KSR. Okay, I'm saying what? X comma y comma z is equal to KSR. And I am printing something called x print y print z. Okay, I'm doing here what? X comma y comma z is equal to KSR, and I'm printing each of my variables. And as soon as I execute, what's happening here? I got my first value of k assigned to x, y assigned to s, and r is assigned to z. Now what I have done, data. I'm running this. What error it's saying? What error it's saying?
Too many values to unpack.
Now it is doing something called as unpacking. Now, what do you mean by this unpacking? Now, inside our Python, there are certain iterable type of data types. Okay. For example, iterable is nothing but I have SHIVA. Okay. This is what? This is my one particular value, which I can consider as I have this particular one value. Now I'm assigned A equal to this particular value. Okay. Now when I go and say print of A comma type of A. Okay. I'm saying print of A comma type of A. Whenever I go and say type of A, it will show what kind of data type is that. Now it is saying something called a string. Now, whenever we have certain data types which can be iterable, now iterable is nothing but I can go and access my first value, second value, third value, fourth value, fifth value. These kind of variables are called as iterable variables where I'm going and accessing individual element. Those kind of data types are called iterable data types. We have different data types. We have list, we have tuple, we have dictionary, we have string. These are something where we can go and do what iterable. But whenever I go and assign like this, now what it is doing, since your string is kind of a iterable, I can go and access my first value, second value, third value, fourth value, fifth value, where you're just kind of putting what looping condition on top of your data type and trying to access individual values. Now you have defined three variables and you have assigned that particular variable. So now we have one value, but three variables are there. Yes. We have only one value, but how many variables are there? Three variables are there.
Yes.
At that time, what it does, it will try to unpack this, means it will try to iterate that particular variable and try to go and access whatever the values are there, and it is going and getting those information. Okay, now that's the reason I wanted to bring that. Now we'll see again what is this unpacking, and when I'll be showing you something called tuple and all, we'll deep dive into that. But now if I'm going and assigning something like this multi assignment, the total number of variables you are passing, it should be equal to total number of values here. Now, if I have gone and said KSR, comma, Datavizon, comma, Snowflake Engineer. Now, if I have printed this, I'm getting S, S. We're getting those values. So it is not unpacking now. You are assigning only one value and you are saying that my value should be assigned to three variables. It will never go and say X is equal to KSR, Y is equal to KSR, Z is equal to KSR, because it is something called the iterable type of data type. It will try to iterate that. Okay, we'll come back to this unpacking again when we'll be doing something called the tuple. But now we need to understand how we can go and assign our multi-line assignments in a variable also. Okay, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Now I will come and say something as my first variable and my first equal to Python. Second is my second variable. I'll say is, and third, my third variable, I'll say fun. Okay, I have my three particular variables now. Now I need to go and print this variable in one line. I need to just print in one line. I'll say print first, comma, second, comma, third. Okay, I'm printing what? First, comma, second, comma, third, and I'm executing. It gave automatically one space and it gave output altogether. Yes? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now I'll take the same variable here. Now instead of this, I'll say what? Plus. I'll say plus. Now what do you understand by plus? Concatenation? And I will execute. Now what is happening?
Without
What it's
space.
there is no space. Now what it is doing, add this. Whenever you go something called the concatenation, obviously it is a string kind of a data type. It is going and adding each and everything. Now, if I need to go and give spaces, I need to do what? Concatenation of spaces also. Say, give me one space here. Again, plus give me one space here. Now, if I come and run, it is easy. But I'll say, let's say name equal to, put something Raghu. I'm putting a name is equal to Raghu. I'm saying age equal to 40 years. Now, age is an int type of data type. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. My output I want is Raghu is 40 years old. Okay. I want to print this as an output. Raghu is 40 years old. Now, here what I was doing assigned three variables, and I just said print of one, first, second, third. Automatically it has given space whenever you go and give what comma. It is not concatenating. It is considering as different variable, and it is printing. Whereas here when I said plus, it is explicitly coming and doing what? Printing that particular, combining those variables. Now I want Raghu is 40 years old, but my variables are name and age only. There is something called as is and years old. This is common for each and every particular individual. If I later go and say something called as Mahesh for 60 years old, Raj 20 years old, only my name and ages are changing, whereas my is and 40 years old will remain same. So at that time, I want to go and print. What I'll say, print. I'll put what? First is my name. I have my name plus, I'll say again space is space, because why? This is common. I'll say again age plus age plus, I'll put in that particular bracket. And I need a space. Now, as soon as I execute, okay, just a minute, what error it is showing? What error is showing?
Can only
Can
Now,
only string,
not integer.
your age is int type of data type. Now you're printing, now whatever the print statements you do, it will be always what? Something called as a string. String, it should come as a string as an output. So whenever you're going and concatenating, it should be always string. So what I have to do now, whenever I'll go and concatenate or bring these particular things and all, I have to explicitly come and change this to string. Because if I don't indicate as a string type of data type, it will not go and consider it as a character. So we have to explicitly go and change. So I am saying whatever the object you are getting with respect to variable as age, you go and say it as string. And as soon as I execute, you are getting here. Now I'll go and say 45. Now it is getting 45. Whatever the things are there, you are able to go and get those values inside my print statement. But it is very difficult to go and give here like string. If I had hundreds of variables, is it feasible to go and always explicitly change like this? No, right?
no.
Now, how can I go and make it as better print statements? Now, what I will do is, I will say same print, whatever things are there, print. I will say, give something here, I'll put open double quotes. Now, as soon as I do that, inside I'll open one flower bracket. Now, what is my first variable? That is name. I'll put it here. I'll write my simple statement. I'll not do any concatenation. I'll not do anything. My second word was what? Is. And the third word, what I need is this. I'll put again what? Our bracket. I'm putting this. And I'm saying is 45 years old. I'll just put this. Now I'm not going and doing what? I won't do comma separated. I won't do concatenation, nothing. What I'm saying first is something called as F. F is nothing but formatting your variables. I'm saying print F, name is coming from my name variable, is age is coming from this and 40 years old. Now, as soon as I come and execute, you will be able to see this particular output. You no need to go and explicitly go and change anything. Automatically, those variables will be considered and converting into print statements, and you are able to see the results. Any doubt in this?
Sagar,
Yeah, Bamba. Yep.
yeah, for this earlier, if we concatenate is or years old, so the data type issue is there now while formatting, so there won't be any data type issue still
No.
if we.
No, here it won't ask you to explicitly change anything. Whatever is there now, output in print statement always should be what string. So it will do that by yourself. You just need to say format it, whatever data type you're getting, you format that. That's the reason I'm using F word here.
Okay, fine.
Okay, and you have to put your variables in a flower bracket. If I don't put in variables in a flower bracket, does it know what is age?
It will consider just letter.
It
Yeah.
will say name is Raghu is age years old because it
Yeah.
don't know this as a data type. So to
Yeah.
indicate that as a data type, I need to put in a flower bracket.
Yeah.
On what basis it will take that formatting?
Yeah, whatever the data type you have passed right in the backend, it will convert automatically. So it is just assigning values now. You know, it will not go and check whether now here it is what is explicitly going and concatenating, and it is giving you as output. Whereas here it is doing what it is saying that this should be my output, and it is coming as a variable. I'll just print the statements.
So by default, Python will take whatever that we have to define a data type. It will take as a string only, right, in the backend.
No, by default it will take a string. I'm saying print statement, it should come as string. This statement, whatever the output is coming, it's a kind of information you're giving. It's like a word, a sentence. So that will be in the form of string, I'm saying. I'm not saying data type will be keeping in a string in the backend. Whatever the data type you define, that data type it will store in the backend. Got it?
Yes, got it.
Okay. Any other word? Any other doubts? Are we good here? Are we good?
So if we use typecast, like is age taking as integer or string, Sagar?
Here it will convert into string and then concatenate. If I do casting here.
No, no,
Whenever
the below, the next one I'm asking.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
here.
is doing automatically by itself. You no need to go and explicitly go to string.
Oh.
Okay, fine. Now, this is one of the way they go and define, because whenever you go and work in any data engineering projects or anything, there should be always print statements. You have to write a print statements because end of your code and all, you need to indicate what output your variables or there might be something functions. We'll be defining functions where it is returning certain things out of that particular functions. We need to print and intimate that in the form of logs. We are getting these variables and whatever the output you are getting, that will be always kind of a dynamic statements. So at that time, if you will be seeing this particular F format and all, they will be going and doing this. And what we'll be having, we'll be printing those information. So you should not get any doubts. It is F is nothing but automatically whatever the variables are coming, I will display that as a string as the output. We have this one format. Now we have one more way in some of the projects. They will go and define another way as a print statement. Now, what we'll do, they won't consider at the start. Now, they won't say F string here. They'll say what my double quotes are there. This is some variables I'm getting at the first. And I'm saying is I'm getting one more variable is here. And I'm saying what years old. Years old. Now I have what two variables are there. What value I need to go and add. So they'll say dot format. Now, when they say dot format, they'll open a bracket. Now, how many number of brackets, flower brackets we have added here? Two. Yes.
It's two.
Yes.
So I'll say whatever the number of variables I have, I'll go and put here. Now, what it will take? Now, it is what it is first come, first serve. Now, whatever the things you have put in format, now first flower bracket, it will go and assign this. Second flower bracket, it will go and assign this. In this way, it will take and format that. So either you might see this way of writing code in your organization, or they might write this. Both are same. Whichever is your preference, you can go and use that. Got it? Have we got?
Yeah, Sagar, here, why don't we use that flower bucket in after format? No,
Yeah.
down.
So it's not hard and compulsory rule that you have to use this only, you have to use this. Python has given two ways. Some projects will use like this. Like it depends on the who writes the code. Okay, how well he can manage and all. We can write this also, and some people will go and write this because project is divided with different peoples, right? So they will come and write like this. I'm just showing you both the ways. There is no hard
Yeah.
and fast rule. You have to use this only, you have to use this.
Yeah. My question is, so for second way you told, right? For flower bucket, we have to use variables, right? To say dot format bracket we given, right? So instead of bracket, why don't we use a flower bucket? Because earlier you told that for variable we need to use flower bucket. So why?
This is flower bracket only, na?
Yeah, but after dot format, variable is there,
See,
right?
this
Name.
is syntax. This is syntax. If you come and ask me why on a red, while in a traffic anywhere, in red signal, why I need to stop, in green signal, why I have to go, what can I say? Can I say anything? No, right?
Yeah. Okay, it's fine.
So it's a syntax. This is a way of writing this syntax. Now, if I come and say here, square bracket, it don't know what I have to do here. So algorithm is written in the backend in such a way that it has to execute. It will throw an error. What is this?
Okay.
So it is asking, I can't subscribe it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me put this, and we have this particular variables. Okay. Any doubt in how to print the variables? Because this will be very like tricky questions. Like whenever you will be working with the organization, right? It will be a bit confusing. What is this? Where it is coming and all. So that's the reason I had brought it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Fine. Now I'll say what print. How can put hello world. It will go and take hello world. I can print. Now instead of this, I can go and use double quotes. It will print. So either you go and put single quotes or double quotes, your particular variables will go and whatever the print statement is there, it is going and giving the output. But if I go and take this, I'll say enter. Enter. I'm printing this particular values like this, and I'm saying hello world, and I'm printing, it will throw an error saying that I don't know what is this, because whenever you go and print something called a multi-line, your variable should not, whatever the print statement you're saying, it should not be a single statement. I'll do here, I'll come and add two more quotes saying that I have multiple lines here. And then when I come and put three quotes at the start, three quotes at the end, and if I come, you are doing what? Multiple lines. So you might have written so many things here, each and everything it will come and print those information, whatever is there. In some of the cases, we have to go and use, because we cannot always write one output, one line output. Whatever the requirement is there, you can go and do this. And in this way, you can go. Either you go and use single quotes or double quotes. It will work with something called a single quote also. If you come and say single quote, it will work. But you cannot use one single quote, one double quote. If you come and say, it will throw error saying that what is this? Either you go and use single quote like this, double quote like this, whenever you are using something called a multiple line print statements. Okay. This was fine. Any doubt in there? Any doubt? Are you good here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Now, few more things. Okay. Few more things. Just for your information, I have print. What in this particular line one I have, let's say \n line 2. Okay. And I'm printing this. It automatically took whatever the values you have before \n as a first line, whatever the value you had after \n as a next line. So if you don't give any spaces here, automatically it will go and print one down the another, whatever the things. If you want to add into a new line, you go and put something called as a \n. If I take the same thing here and instead of \n, let's say something called as a t, it will just give one tab space for you. You are having this particular information and you are able to go and do this. Now I have to go and print, let's say hello world. Okay. My output should be what? I need to have one double quotes. I need to go and print like this. hello world. Now, if I come and say print in bracket, if I come and put this hello world, obviously it will not take, because we have double quotes. Double quotes is where you're going and indicating inside your print statement to concatenate or saying that multiple statements are coming. It will not take. In that time, either you want to put this as single quote, okay, it will consider and it does give us output, or else if some of the use cases, what they will be doing, they will be doing something called as double quotes only, because it depends on the projects to project. At that time, I need to indicate this, whatever it is coming, it is part of my output. I'll say backslash double quote. Here again backslash double quote. So you are doing what? You are escaping that double quotes, whatever is there. You are saying you consider that as a word, not as a print statement, whatever things we are doing, and we'll be able to go and see these things. Have we got? Have we got to this? Any doubt in this? Okay, fine. Now I have x equal to y equal to 10. Print my output of x, comma, y is x plus y. Okay, what I'm doing, my input is x. Automatically, I'm saying since I'm using f string, I can go and put here only. Output is y. My output of my x plus y is something called as x plus y is 10. I'm getting 5 comma this is equal to 10. In this way, you can go and put any of the calculation also inside your flower bracket, indicating that whatever the output your variables are doing, automatically it will go and do. Now I no need to go and convert this into first it will come as output, then go and convert into string, then use that. I no need to do this because automatically it will be done by your f string. But this was not my requirement. My requirement is what? Now I have assigned x is equal to 5, y is equal to 10. Now tomorrow it might come x is equal to 50, y is equal to 100. In this way, I'm dynamically, I need to go and change my values. I need to give as an input for my print statement. Can I do that? Yes. Now to do that, I'll be doing what? Instead of doing that, x is equal to this, I'll say input inside that I'll say enter the value 1. Okay, I'm saying input, enter the value 1. I'll take this again, say enter the value 2. Now as soon as I go and enter this, now are you able to see here above space? Can you see on my term? It is saying enter the value 1. Can you see here on the top?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'll say what? 6, enter, and it's saying enter the value 2.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
say 10. Now it went out. Did it display anything? No, right?
No.
No.
Now I'll say what? Print of x, print of y. Now again I'll go and say enter. I'll say 3, 5 or 6. It is giving whatever the values you want to put. You again do enter. Again 10. First is value is 10. Second value is 20. Now you are giving it as input to your variables. Now explicitly I'm saying I'm passing something for the input. You go and assign that to variable. But here, if you come and see x is equal to 5, y is equal to 10, I'll print this only for now. Okay, I'll show you this. Come back to that. Now I'm going and seeing what? Again, enter. Again, it is asking first value. Let's say first value is 30. Enter. My second value, enter. My second value is 20. Enter. It is giving what? 30, 20. My output of 30, 20 is what? What it is doing here?
It's added the numbers. Not
but
only.
it is not concatenating. Okay, why? As I said, it is what string kind of a data type. It will not go and concatenate. Now I need to handle this. So what I'll do, I'll say z equal to x plus y. Now, as I said, this format is what? Automatically it will convert to string. Now, whenever if we have anything string, I'll say x is equal to 30 or 20, y equal to 30. I'll say print of x plus y. It is doing what? It is my first string. This is my second string. It is doing this normal print statement. If you come and see here, it is doing this. The plus, 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 whatever added, it did that. It considered both as string and it is doing that.
Yes.
Now I need to make sure that if it was what? Integer. You should have done what? 50. That's the reason I'm putting outside my particular thing like z is equal to x plus y. Now instead of calling what? X plus y here, I'll say it as z. Now if I come and enter, again it is asking value. I'll say 30 plus 20. Now still it is not coming.
We need to convert it into int first. Z is equal to int of x plus y, right?
Yeah, but we can do this also. But let's say int of can do this. What? Let me see what I'm doing wrong here.
I think at the time of declaring Z, we need to pass that int. I thought.
Yeah, got it. Thank you, thank you. Now, what's the issue is, now I'm saying what? Enter the value 1. Now, whatever the values you are passing, it is what? It is a string. Now, I need to explicitly say that the input I am putting is integer. Int kind of an integer. So I am assigning my value as an int type of integer. Now you no need to go and explicitly change anything. Now if I come and say set here even x plus y, it will take for that. Okay. It will take automatically whatever things you pass. Now explicitly I'm saying whatever the input I am passing to my, by default it is a string kind of a, now it reads a string from my standard input. Whatever it is taking by standard as a string. So I'm explicitly saying that don't consider it as a string, you convert into an int type of data, whatever the data type is there. Now I'm coming and entering. Okay, let me do one bracket is there extra. I'm coming and I'm saying 20 plus 30, and you are getting what? 50. In this way, I can go and put my values, whatever is there. I can put float. I can put whatever the values are required for my input. I'll go and assign it as what? Integer. Are we good in this? Any doubt in this?
No.
Yes. Are we good?
Yes.
Yes, we are good.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Fine. This is all about your print statements. How can you go inputs and all? We'll come back whenever we'll be doing calculators. Those all things again will be accused of this integer and all. We'll be printing and all. This is a high level where we are going and making use of our data types of variables inside our print statement. Now coming back to our actual main topic, that is there are something called the data types inside your variable, inside your Python. Now, whenever you go and take any of the languages, okay, it can be SQL, Python, Java, whatever things you take, it is something data types are what kind of data you are going and keeping that particular data inside the variable. Now, for Python, we have different category. The first category is text. Inside text, you have what? String. Now, how does string looks like? Whatever we are adding inside double quotes as a character, those things are called as a string. Now, the second type is something called as a numeric. Now, inside a numeric, we have different types. One is integer, where we'll just give as a whole number. That can be plus, positive, anything we are giving as a whole number. And the next is something called a float, where we are going and assigning what? Decimal values. Whatever the things you have, you go and assign in the form of decimal. And we have complex also. Do you guys remember complex from your school, colleges? Do you remember this?
Yes.
What do you indicate by I?
Imaginary part.
Okay. Imagine anything with minus of 4, like this, we cannot go and do what? We cannot take a square root of minus values inside our square root. So it is called as an imaginary number. It will go and assign, those all things will come under numeric. We as a data engineer will not be concentrating on this, because this is mainly with respect to data scientists and all, where they have to do some scientific calculation and all. At that time they might require, but as a data engineer, it's of no use. We will be seeing these two things. Then comes something called as a third type. We have Boolean. Now, what is Boolean? We have what? True, false. Either one of these case has to come and assign. So we use something called as a true. Now, true false condition where we use is, if you are writing something called as a if logic or for loop, I'm writing some condition. If my, for example, my whatever the variables are divided by 2 is equal to 0, then what? It is a true condition. If this true condition comes, then I need to indicate that as a even. In this way, some of the logic will go and write. So at that time, we require true or false condition, and that is indicated by your Boolean. By default, inside your Python, true is considered as 1, false is considered as 0. Whenever you go and do what? Concatenation, or you are doing any some of the arithmetic operation on Boolean type of data type, at that time, automatically it will go and consider 1 as true, 0 as false, and we'll be getting our output. Now, apart from that, we have next type of data type, that is nothing but sequence. Now, what is this sequence? Is nothing but you are adding. Now, if you come and see your string is also kind of a sequence data type, but if you come and see text, I'll say variable is equal to something as Shiva. Now, if you come and see, you are assigning one value for this particular variable, but I need to assign a list of values. For example, I'm saying a equal to 1. I don't want to keep only one value. I need to assign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like these values. Now, I cannot go and use my string. At that time, I'll come and make use of certain sequence type of data types. That is, either you can use something called as a list. Come on. Can use something called as a list, tuple, or we have something called as a range also, where you are passing a range of elements, range of values, sequentially increasing whatever the based on our condition we can go and do. Now, what is this list? What is this tuple? We have dedicated class. No need to worry. But this is one of the data type where I'll go and assign this particular list of value in the form of square bracket. Then I'll call it as a list. If I assign the same thing in the form of parenthesis like this, it is called as a tuple. But there is few of the major differences also. It's not only if you go and put square bracket parenthesis, then it is called as a list is tuple. No, there are some properties also we need to define in the backend that I'll be explaining when I'll explain list and tuple. But this is what next type of data type is nothing but sequence. Then we have very important for data engineer, that is mapping kind of a data type. Now, what do you mean by this mapping? Now, if I say name, sure. Now, are you able to map your value to this? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So for this name, it is mapped to one value. So these kind of data type are called dictionary. Okay, where you are saying what? Key value pairs, just like your JSON data, how we have key and value. For this particular key, this is my value. In the same way, we have what? Mapping kind of a data type. And the last but not the least, which as a data engineer you need to know, is set type of a data type, where instead of passing this particular 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll pass in form of flower bracket that is called as a set. But there are few properties also involved along with set that we'll be going and seeing. Apart from this, anything with respect to null type. Okay, inside your SQL, if you guys remember, if nothing is there, we don't know nothing, unknown entity, we'll go and assign it as a null. Whereas inside your Python, it is called as a none. Okay, none, where we'll just go and say none. It is nothing but null type of a data type. As a data engineer, you need to go and concentrate on this for your interview. The most important questions that will be coming is either from string or list or dictionary. This is major. It will concentrate around 80% of the questions, interview coding questions will come from string, list or dictionary. Or we have, sometimes you might get on tuple, you might get on sets. These data types also questions will come, which will be incorporated with again your list and dictionary. So we will be concentrating more on top of this. Any doubts so far? Any doubts so far? Are we good till now?
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Now, you guys might have heard something called as a, before getting back to string, you guys might have heard something called as a data structure, right? Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, what do you mean by data structure? Okay, I defined different types of data types here. Now, is this data structure anything different? No. Okay, if you come back to data structure, there are a lot of complex things. Okay, there is something called the data structure and algorithms where you will be building a lot of things and all. But as a normal data engineer, usually very big product based companies, they will concentrate on this. Okay, since I would say first, you all guys are new to Python. First, go and learn these things, and then you come back to data structure. Now, data structure is nothing but you're specializedly formatting or organizing whatever the data you want to process in an efficient way. Okay, it becomes more important whenever you're building something called a product, or some product based companies are there where they're explicitly building a product, so they have to manage this particular large amount of data to access that, or fast accessing and all. It will be mainly useful there. But for our accessing whatever we are doing, whatever the handling, if huge amount of data is there, we usually don't go to data structure. We will use something called as a PySpark. So you need to understand PySpark more when you compare to that of data structure. Out of 10 companies, one company might ask you data structure and algorithm. And if you start learning data structure and algorithm, it only required 2 to 3 months of dedicated time. Okay. Why I'm saying is this: first, go and concentrate on our actual Python, get hands on, get uh, something called as good with your Python. Then come back if you when you all get well settled down in something called the data engineering job and all. Then come back, and if you want to concentrate, if you want to target Amazon, if you want to target Microsoft, if you want to target Google, if you want to target Snowflake, if you want to target Databricks, these are what very big company, where product based company, they need to filter you. At that time, they ask this data structure and algorithms. Whereas 95% of the companies where will be concentrated, since we are just entering into data engineering world, we should not, if you're always get comfortable with our work, we will be targeting in this. So don't stress too much, because we have 10 plus tools to learn. If you start learning each and everything, you will be completely exhausted and you will not be able to cover each and everything. So what you require to target this 95% of companies, we'll be concentrating on that. Have we got?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Now, if you come and ask, Sagar, is there any inbuilt data structures? Yep. Now, whatever the things I said with list, tuple, dictionary, the string, these all are inbuilt data structure also. Apart from that, there are a lot of other things also. You don't need to worry, but we will concentrate inbuilt data structure, where we are organizing our data into our list. We are processing our data, storing efficiently, all in form of list, tuple, and dictionary. We'll be doing that in an efficient way. Okay. That being said, we will go and enter into our very first data type, that is string. Are we good to go? String? Yes?
Yes.
Oh, fine. Now, what do you mean by string type of a data type? As it indicates, string is what? Collection of your characters. You're going and doing what? Collection of characters. Whatever the characters that might be. It might be alphabet, any type of numerical, whatever the special characters, anything you go and put in the form of double quotes or single quotes, it is considered automatically as a string. Now we have seen so far whatever the double quotes, single quotes, now whatever print statement, whatever we are doing, we were able to already see it is automatically assigned as a string. But in the backend, how it is doing? What it is doing in the backend, we'll try to see how we can go and access these particular elements. For example, I have what? S is equal to Python. Okay. I have S is equal to Python. I have assigned this particular to something called as a variable S, and automatically, since you are going and keeping in double quotes, it is converted into a string data type. But your string is what? Is a kind of iterable data type. Iterable data type is nothing but I can go and access one character P, I can access one character N, I can access one character T, or I can come and access these three particular characters, or I can access these characters like this. Whatever you do, you can go and loop through these particular words or each individual characters, and I'll be able to go and get. How can we do that? How it is possible is nothing but the very first thing is indexes. Now, there is something called as indexes where we can go and process each individual character using something called as a string. Now, when I go and say S is equal to Python, in the backend, what it is doing? In the backend, we have, let me do this. Let me take this. We have these particular values like this. Okay. In the backend, it is going and say P, Y, T, H, O, N. Now we have this particular different what? All the characters are there. Now how it is doing? I'll come. I will divide this into like this. Okay. Now your string is going and dividing and keeping like this. Now I need, this is nothing but in the form of indexes they are going and keeping. Now I need to go and retrieve each individual values. Can I go? Yes, because if I go in front like this, okay, I'm saying my first whatever the value that is with respect to P is stored in a position called 0 index. The second is 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, 4 index, 5 index. Now these are the indexes value where you're going and keeping, and this is assigned automatically in the backend. Now I'm coming what? From the front, I'm coming, that is from left to right, I'm coming and I'm going and accessing. So I go and give this particular index number. Can I come backward? Yes. Now, whenever you come backward, it will start -1 here, -2 here, -3 here, -4, -5, -6. Now, this is how in the backend it is going and storing in the form of indexes. Now, it is called as a positive index, you can say, since you are going in what? A left to right, it is increasing in a positive way. You can say positive index. And this is called as a negative index since you are coming from right to left. Now I need to go and access my first element, that is P. Can I go and do? Now from the string, I need to go and access my first element. I'll go and put in a bracket. Now whenever you go and put something called a square bracket, that is nothing but in front of your variables, you are going and accessing something called as a elements. So I'll go and say what? 0. As soon as I go and say 0, I'll get P. Now if I go and say S of -3. Now what is the -3 value here?
H.
H. Now same thing if I say S of 3. What's the value?
H.
H. If I say S of -2.
0.
O. I can say S of 4 is O.
Yes.
Now, can I say S of -2 is equivalent to that of S of 4?
Yeah.
Both are in same position.
Yes.
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 So either you go and use positive index or negative index, whatever the best use case you have, I can go and access these elements. The same way, I'll come here. Let me come back to my Python. I'll say S is equal to Python. Now I'm going and saying what? Something called a print of yes, comma, ID of yes, comma, type of yes. Okay, I'm saying print s, ID of s, type of s. Now, whenever I come and say it is giving some number here. This ID is nothing but where this particular Python is stored. Okay, in the backend. Now you don't need to go and worry too much as you are a data engineer. You're not a Python developer. How it's working, memory management and all. No need to worry from now. Okay, but it is storing in some ID in the backend. Based on this ID, it is going and working. Now, if I come and say print of s of 0, whenever I go and do it printed p. Now I go what print of s of -1. It printed n. Okay, -1 is this. Now if I go and print again something called as 3 and -2, it is printing those values. 3 comes where 0, 1, 2, 3. That's the reason it is printing H. -2 is where -1, -2, it is printing O. Now, in this way, I can go and access my individual elements. Now, in the same way, if you come and see here, I have 0 to 5. When I come as what? Positive. I have -1 to -6, right? Max is 5 and in negative -6 is max. Yes? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'll come back and I'm saying what? Print of, do you have 10th value?
No.
When I come and execute this, there is something called as a index out of bound error. Now, whenever you go and see, because these are one of the most commonly issues which we face whenever we are working with something called as a data engineering project, it will show that index out of bound error. That means there are no values that I can go and pick up from your whatever the variables are there. Max to max, I can go and do what? 5 or 6. Is it 5 or 6? Okay.
It's a
Max
5.
to max is 5. So I can go and take 5. If you go and put what 6 also, I am not having anything to get those information. Now I'll say, I'll take this particular string. It gave error. Now I'll give one space here and I'm running this. What might happen? Will it throw error?
No, it will take one index space.
No. Are you able to see any output here?
Yeah, space is there.
Space is there.
Now if I double click here, are you able to see here blue mark?
Yes.
Yes.
So automatically space is there. Now, whenever you go and write the number of character, automatically those indexes will come. Now, one particular index is added here and here it is keeping a space. So it is now 6. In this way, we can go and take one values with respect to our indexes. Any doubt in this? Any doubt in this?
No.
Okay. Fine. Fine, Sagar. I was able to go and access because one element is fine. If the number of values is more than that, then I'll not be able to access. Now I'll just give one example so that let's see how well you are. I'll say S is equal to KSR data vision, or else it is too big. So I'll say KSR data. Okay, I am saying print of S of 4. What will be my output?
D.
D.
D. Okay. Print of S of -4.
D.
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 D. Both are D.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. D. Now say print of equal to S of -4. I'm saying what? Something I'm doing here. I'm saying equal to S of -4, and I'm printing what you're seeing here.
It's true. Both are
Okay.
same. So then
Okay. Now I'm doing what? S of -3.
it's
What is
false.
it? False.
False.
Now, what is this double equal to? Now, if you come and see, we have assigned one S is equal to some value. That means you are assigning this value to this. When I use something called as double equal to, I am not going and assigning. I am checking whether my first variable, this kind of a variable now, whatever you have, and the second variable output, whether the values of that is coming same or not. Here it is what? Kind of a true or false condition. I'm going and checking if my values, for example, print of 4 is also D, print of -4 is also D, whether these two values are going and matching or not. If it matches, it's a true Boolean out kind of output it is giving. If it is not matches, it's a false. It will give us a false output. Are we good? What is this double equal to?
Yes, it's a comparison.
Yeah, comparison. Now we have different comparison. We'll come back. But what we are doing, we're comparing with respect to the values, whatever is coming with respect to your indexes here.
Yes, got it. We got it.
Okay, fine. Now, again, don't confuse. I say S is equal to KSR, Y is equal to data. Now I'll go and say print of S double equal to Y. We can do anything like this. It's not only with respect to indexes. If values are matching, it will go and do. If values are not matching, it will give false. That's it. Anywhere we can go and use. It's not only with respect to the indexes. This is something called as a comparison. We are going and comparing the output, whatever is coming, with respect to two different individuals. Yep. You know? Are we good?
Yes.
Yes.
Fine, Sagar. Fine. Now I was able to go and get my values. This is my value. Fine. But what about you said something I can go and access 3 elements also? How can you do that? We are not able to go and access. Since if I go and say something S of 6, I'm able to pass here only one element. Now, if I need to go and access multiple elements, okay, I need to go and access multiple elements. We have some concept called slicing. Now, slicing is nothing but extracting a sequence of character or a substring of the given indexes based on the range of your indexes. Whatever the index you have, based on that, you will go and get your substring. Now, how does this particular syntax look like? For example, I have S, and what should be my start? From start, what index I need to start? Again, I'm saying it's a start of an index. What index I need to go and start? I'll give one colon and I'll say end. What index I need to go and end? But the index value should be what? -1. What I meant to say is, whatever you are adding here, it is a length. Your start is index, position of the index, and end is length. How much length? For example, I have T. From T, how many number of characters I required? I'll be going and adding, but that length should be with respect to indexes. For example, I have, let me take this. First, let me explain this, then we'll get that. I have what? Print S of, put in a bracket. My starting index is 0. I'll say T. Now I'm saying something called as 3. Now if you come and say Python, you have a Python here where we have what? T is equal to 0, Y is equal to 1, T equal to 2, H equal to 3, O equal to 4, and N equal to 5. Okay, I have these number of values. Now I'm saying my starting position of my index is 0. My ending position is something 3. Now if I come and execute, what is doing?
It's taking n minus 1.
Now this index, whatever passing, that should be index of -1. Whatever you do, it will go and take that particular. Now, even though you have passed the length, now if I go and pass something called as 5, now it will take only this first 4 character. Now, whatever the indexes you are passing, that what length you required, but with respect to index position, -1. Now, if I wanted only PYTH, I would have passed what? My next character, that index is 4, because I want what? 4 -1. It will take always -1 it will do, and it will be displaying that values. In this way, we are going and accessing substring. Now, I don't want my starting position should be 0. I want my starting position should be what? 1. Now, as soon as I run this, you get what? My starting position is always fixed, whereas my end position, whatever you pass as an index, it will always do -1. Any doubt in this?
No.
Others, are we good?
We are good.
Okay. Now, I will do what? My starting position is 5. Okay. I'm saying what my starting position is 5. My ending position is 2. I'm coming and running this. Are you getting any output?
No.
Okay. Okay. Why you are not getting it? I'll give one small example. Okay. Anyone stays here in Bangalore?
Yes.
If you see, we have some famous area. I'll say Banshankari. Let me take Banshankari. Excuse with respect to spelling. That's fine. I have Jayanagar. Then I have something called, let's say, Jayanagar Care Market. Okay. We have these 3 positions. Now, your bus, if you want to go and board a bus, it should start with depot. Yes.
Yes.
And this is your last stop. After it will end, after you're completing your depot, again it will go to depot. Now,
Yeah.
if I come and board on this particular place, I can go up to here. Yes, I can go up to KR Market. Now,
Yeah.
if you come and board in KR Market, it is what? It is going like this. You boarded in KR Market, and if you go and say, please leave me in Banshankari, will you come down and you will leave here? Will you take a U-turn and you'll go back and you'll leave there?
No.
No, right? So same Python. So you're saying I'm going in forward. You're given my first position is what? Inside my Python, whatever the values you are going, you have given my first position. It's 5. Let me take this. You have given my first position is 5. And you are saying go and end to this particular previous position. I cannot go back. Either you come like this or you come like this. I can not go. Once you went forward, I cannot come backward. So whenever you are passing anything, how behavior looks like, whenever begin whatever the index is less than end index, you pass, it will return you value. If your begin index is greater or equal to end index, it will give what? Empty string. Every time it will go and give these values only. So if you come and see, your begin index was less than end index, it was giving value. Your begin index is greater less than end index, it was giving value. But when you went with something called as a print of s of 5:1, your begin index is greater than end index, it will always give an empty string as a output. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Now, one last thing before we end today's class. I say print of s of the semicolon. As I said, we will give our indication with respect to start and end. I'm saying s of colon. That's it. I did not pass any of my values. And if I come and run this, what it is giving?
Total string. It was me.
So by default, if I don't go and specify anything, it will take a end character. If I have done print of two colon, I won't mention anything. I'm giving what end character, it will go and take that particular character. If I go and mention begin, nothing, but here I'll say -2. I'm coming from backwards. Yes, we're coming from backward.
Yes.
It will display the values. So by default, it is colon colon start to end. And if you mention any values, it will take that particular values and it will give. Now you tell me one output and we'll end our class for today's. Okay, what should be your output? I'll say print of s of -2 is to minus. What is output?
OH.
OH?
Yes. OH or HO. Whatever it is. That.
Why you're confusing OH or HO? Why you're saying HO? One output.
It was coming from starting. Yeah, it is OH.
OHTY.
I'm not getting anything.
That starting index is greater than that ending index.
So is your -2 greater or -4 is greater?
-2 is.
-2 is greater than -4, right?
So
Yeah.
we will not get any values. The
Yes.
same thing if I have done -4 -2. Now what's the output?
OH. TH.
TH.
Why TH? Now if you see -1, -2, -3, -4. I got -4 and I'm saying -2, -1, -2. Again what I'm saying, whatever the values are there, -1. -2 of -1 is what? Your n is what? -1. Your what? O is what? -2 is -2. And I'm saying your n index will be always what? Whatever the index minus of 1. -2 of -1 is what? -3.
-3.
So what's the index of -3? What's value is that?
H.
So it is th. Are we good?
Yes.
Yeah, got it.
So,
End out here.
so Sagar, in the reverse order,
Hmm.
when we go by the reverse order, like it is like on the upward direction, right? Like basically like from -2 to -4 when you did the for the very first time.
See,
Is it
again I'm saying we are not going in a, it's just we are indicating index in a reverse order, but I'm not saying to reverse the word. That I'll show you in tomorrow's class how to go and reverse the complete word. We have to add one more step function for that. But now I'm saying -4 is what? -1, -2, -3, -4. -4 equivalent to that is what? That positive index it will take and it will display first value. And I'm saying -3, that equivalent to positive value is that minus of 1 that will do and it will give in the backend. You getting what I said? I'm saying
it doesn't give you the results, but it doesn't throw you the error as well at the same time.
yeah, if you're passing anything indexes like greater and all what I have said, it's just giving blank because it is not having any data to access, so there is no any data to display, so it is going and showing you empty string.
But in this situation, like why doesn't show that as an out of array or out of index boundary?
Because whatever the values you are given, you have given a start value, end value. It is not going and accessing one element. It is accessing a part of substring. That's the reason by default it is a empty. If it is not able to go and take any display any information, it will display. There is no such word where we can go and display. Now what I'm saying is, just give me a minute. I'll be in the next class. Give me 1 minute. Sorry for that. Okay. Fine. Whenever you come with something called as a slicing, okay. Now, if you come here and if I say, now when I said something colon, by default it is going, where did I add colon, it is by default it is going and taking start and end value. And if I have done same thing here, 1 is to 100 or 1000, it is displaying value.
Okay.
Now you come to this example. Now what I said, this is my depot, this is my end destination of your bus. But only 3 stops where we can do is Banshamkri to KR Market. As soon as KR Market comes, what your bus conductor will say, you get down from here.
Yes.
Will you say, okay, I'll see wherever you go, depot, I want to go and see there and all. If you say also, you won't keep. In the same way, whenever you are going and doing something slicing, only whatever the values is there, starting value, whatever you give, ending value, whatever is there, that doesn't matter. But with respect to my data, it will come and display that particular data. That's the reason it is just giving you what? Empty string.
Got it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Whereas, if I have said, is there anything Indra Nagar in this particular stop?
No.
Right?
No.
If I say I want to go only with respect to Indra Nagar, I want to go and board. This bus route is not coming in that route only. I'm saying I want to board this bus in Indra Nagar only. We cannot do, right? It's out of route. At that time,
Yes.
for one particular anything character if you want to do, at that time it will throw out of error. Whereas here, list of character will come, so it will not throw error.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Any other doubts?
No.
Any person who are attending today as a new class or having doubts with respect to course? No one?
Sagar, one question. So you spoke about the dictionary related, like, and you connected to PySpark, right? So when you're starting PySpark, are you gonna go some basic on Spark, or you directly go on to?
We'll spend more 2.5 weeks on Spark. Complete. We need, because if you just say PySpark in interview, they ask you theory questions also. What is Spark architecture? How it's work in the backend? What are different things? They'll ask backend things and all. We'll touch on those all things.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Sure. Is my pace okay? Do you guys feel anything I'm rushing things, or should I slow down?
Yeah, I think we're good.
No, it's fine.
Sure.
No, it's
Fine.
very good.
Sorry? Everyone was saying something? Fine. Fine then. Please go and practice whatever we have. Starting 3-4 classes will not be having any assignments because we have to touch all the fundamentals, how it's working and all. As soon as we get started with something called as a looping condition or list condition, I'll start giving you assignment and you should start practicing on those questions. Okay?
Sagar?
Yeah.
Yeah, that company questions I can see only one is uploaded. Others you will upload today whenever you get time.
There was some issue with the UI. The discussion box is disabled, so I'll do that with respect to as a Word document, and I'll give it as an assignment so that you can practice there.
Sure. Yeah, because the discussion box also it's not showing. It's just showing personally assigned to you only.
Yep. Because we are making some changes with respect to UI to make your experience much more easy. So that's the reason. That was the issue. But yeah, I'll make it as a Word document and I'll upload it.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, guys. Fine. See you tomorrow, same time.